Alright, this is the Trakke Bannoch Pro, a bag that has so many good features, but a couple of trade-offs that you need to keep in mind if you consider getting this bag. Maybe before I go into the pro and cons of this bag, let's go over the bag itself, but also what I got inside. So this is a 25-liter backpack that is made out of wax canvas. As far as I know, made in Britain and extremely well made and really good choice of materials. Trakke in particular has a very good reputation of making really good high quality wax canvas bags, and from my personal experience with these bags, the build quality is definitely top notch and I cannot fault them at all for the build quality. But again, with this design, there are a couple of trade-offs that you need to consider before buying this bag, to which I will get in just a second. More importantly, the wax canvas construction and the design language of Trakke in particular has a very, in my humble opinion, classic and timeless design. This is the kind of bag that not only looks really, for the lack of a better word, classy, and is something that I would consider is wearable no matter what kind of styling you have. Either you are a little bit casual like I'm at the moment, or I would say this also would fit a business suit. And with this classic, and I'm sorry that I repeat myself here with this word classic or timeless, I do really feel like this is a bag that you buy and that could be an heirloom for your kids. As soon as this gets some more patina, I have been using this for about 2 weeks now, so granted not that long, but I do feel like I still have a lot of things that I can say about this bag, and I have been using this on a daily basis. Still, it looks very good. It looks like new, but as soon as this gets some patina, and I think these kinds of bags, they want to be used as much as possible to get as much like used feel patina and this, okay, this has gone many miles and this has seen the world or whatever. As soon as it has this patina, it is a great item to kind of pass along to your kids, just like, for example, a really good mechanical watch or something. This is the type of item that I do feel like it is great to pass along. Again, great build quality, the wax canvas is great. The other choice of materials, because this is the Bannoch Pro, this actually has Cobra buckles, which are honestly my personal favorite. Let me just go up here a little bit closer. Favorite buckles, and I do really like the choice of that. Before going into what's inside, let me just show you the back of this bag. With 25 liters, you can obviously fit a lot of items inside, and therefore it can get heavy. But because this is the Pro version, I'm not sure about the regular version of the Bannoch. I did have that, but I don't remember at the moment. This has really wide straps, and I kind of always say in my reviews, there is a balance point that you need to kind of consider when choosing a strap. Either you make it really padded, therefore it gets more like cushiony on your shoulders, or you make the strap really wide to kind of have more area of distribution of the weight on your shoulders, which either or, so either padded, really huge padding, or making it wider kind of supports the weight onto your shoulders and therefore makes it much more comfortable. And I can confirm this is extremely comfortable to carry around due to the width of this shoulder strap. It's not padded that much. It has padding, but not as much. But I feel like this is the perfect amount of padding in combination with this width of this shoulder strap, because you also need to consider the more padding you use in the shoulder strap, the more bulkier it gets and the higher likeliness there is that it can get a little bit cumbersome if, for example, you are on a business trip, you are on a plane or a train and you want to stuff it underneath the seat in front of you. If this strap, which usually, let's be real, straps usually kind of hook onto something if you want to push them underneath an airplane seat. If these would even more bulkier due to padding, it would be much more difficult to kind of slide that back underneath. But because these are so thin, yet wide to give comfort, it is very easy to kind of, for them not to get in the way. In addition to the Cobra buckles, you have really cool metal hardware here on the shoulder straps that I found very easy to kind of adjust the length. There is like this strap band organizer, but this is just like this metal ring here. So it doesn't stay in place, but I find it much better than these elastics because it is so loose, it always kind of slides to the bottom instead of, if you have those elastics, sometimes they kind of stay here at the top, but this always slides down. I do like this. The back panel has an air vent, but it's honestly, it's not much padding. Oh, by the way, if you hear someone snoring, it's my dog Woody. He went to surgery a couple of days ago, which is the reason why I'm recording here in my living room and not in my office, because I need to kind of be with him so he doesn't sleep here alone or kind of scratches at the part where he got his surgery. Maybe post a dog emoji in the comment section if you watched to the end and if you want to send some love to my dog Woody. Yeah, but he's sleeping fast, deep, and therefore he's snoring. So back to the back panel. So there is some padding, but not much. I feel like Trakke had a focus on not making this too bulky, yet giving you some support. And again, some people might consider this not enough padding, but because everything is so wide, with my frame, with my build, I found it very comfortable to carry around. And especially once you see all of the items that I put inside this 25-liter bag, it did get heavy. So you have two bottle compartments here on the side that have a very strong elastic to keep the bottle fairly secure in place. On this one side, I have my LARQ water bottle. This is a isolated water bottle that has a UVC light that in Germany I would argue is a bit of an overkill, because in addition to the UVC filter I also have a UVC light. I also have a filter inside. I bought this for Muay Thai training because I just wanted to be safe with all of the water that I consume in Thailand. So I wanted to have a UVC light and a filter just to be safe during training. Really good bottle, albeit very expensive for all of the features. In Germany, probably overkill, but for traveling, this has been amazing. By the way, I will link all of the items that I mentioned in this video in the description below. Those are affiliate links. With those, you won't pay more, but you will support this channel with a very, and I really want to emphasize this because some people kind of overestimate what you can earn with affiliate links. At least for me, I don't earn that much. It's really low. I would argue it's only enough to buy my wife and I a burger. So it's not much. So if you still consider getting one of these items with these affiliate links, you support this channel with a small kickback. If you do so, thank you very much. So that's the water bottle inside one of these two slots. You do have here a quick access compartment in which I store my current favorite everyday carry device. This is the Anbernic RG35XX Plus. I love this retro gaming device because I recently discovered ROM hacks, which uses old games. For example, for the Genesis, I'm playing the Teenage Mutant Turtle Shredder's Revenge ROM hack, where they used Street Streets of Rage 2, the levels of Streets of Rage 2, but put in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in that. That game is amazing. You can see a video about that on my second channel, You Know The Boat 2. On that channel, I actually talk a lot about how I utilize, although this might sound weird, but maybe check out my channel there. I utilize these devices, retro gaming device, for example, to use as a mental health tool to kind of reset my mind, my brain, my mindset from busy work. Is it in focus? I hope so. Is it? Yes. From busy work to kind of clear my mind and get to whatever I need to do. So yeah, maybe check out that channel at You Know The Bow -2. Great device. Really love this Anbernic RG35XX Plus. Really stupid naming scheme, but yeah, Anbernic chose to do that. So opening up these two Cobra buckles, you can see here we have, I would say, signature top loading opening from Trakke. Most of the bags are top loading, but this is the Bannoch Pro. It has a trick up its sleeve, to which I get in a second, but you can already see it here a little bit with these AquaGuard zippers. I mean, if you just listen to all of the items that I mentioned, Cobra buckles, wax canvas, YKK AquaGuard zipper, metal hardware, the build quality of this bag, top notch. Then you have this little flap. It's just a flap. And maybe you can already kind of speculate where I'm going with this when it comes down to trade-offs, but in a second. You open this up, bright orange inner lining. Really love that because it makes seeing the items that are inside so much easier. So you have this front compartment here. I store my Bellroy Carryology pencil case, which is my booboo kit with stuff like deodorant, hand lotion, eye drops, antihistamines, and ibuprofen. Really good for me to have when I'm in the office or walking around. Then I have this Tactical Geek pouch that I fitted with my extended EDC. I don't want to open this up because I fitted everything pretty much tightly in there. I have inside everything that should be my everyday carry, but I don't put inside my pocket. I always keep it in my backpack, so it has cables to charge my phones, a small little power plug to charge my phone, but also these little multi-tool. This is a bottle opener, for example, but also a power bank that also charges my Samsung smartwatch, which I probably won't be using in the future because I just gotten myself a MagSafe Helio strap that I currently utilize in combination with my Ultrahuman Air Ring, so I can compare this. I will do a 1 month review after I finished testing this for at least a month. So maybe, not sure if I will do it on this channel or my second channel, so maybe subscribe to both of those channels. By the way, I do see that most of you watching these videos are not subscribed. Maybe help me out, subscribe to this channel. That would be highly appreciated. So I will do a review about this MagSafe Helio strap, which is the so-called whoop killer for those of you who are in the fitness world a little bit. So yeah, these two pouches are in this front compartment. And as you can see here, top flap closes, but there are still some little gaps here. Again, just a hint to what's coming next. So as I said, this is a top loading bag, but you can open up these two zippers and then open up this bag clamshell style. And I love this. I love this design of having a top loading, but also make this a clamshell. This is really cool. And this bright orange, it's just amazing. It makes finding stuff so much easier. You have these slots here, these mesh slots, into which I actually stored my hard drive that has a MagSafe attachment here. So this is basically just a MagSafe holder with a Velcro strap to which I attached my SSD drive. I will show you in just a second how I attach this to my MacBook, but this was actually in this slot, and I guess I walked a little bit too fast, or I threw this bag around a little bit too easily, and this kind of jumped out, or I didn't put it in there securely. So I do wish this side slot here had some zipper to kind of make sure that nothing kind of flies out. Then I have my Sennheiser HD25 headphones, the Gura Gear etc. M pouch with my Thunderbolt dock for my laptop, Evergood's Cap 2 liters, my absolutely favorite tech pouch, Logitech MX Master, a AOHI GAN charger for my MacBook if I don't utilize the Thunderbolt dock, and a bunch of cables. This is amazing because this basically is also a desk cradle. I always keep this on my desk when I'm in the office. This is in here. Then you have a pocket here that I actually did not utilize. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't utilize it, but I just didn't really feel like it, because I just threw everything into this main compartment, and this fits so many items. And yeah, accessing them with this clamshell style opening is really easy. By the way, these zippers here on the side, if you had this closed up, you can actually access the items in the main compartment. If you use this dual zipper, you can actually also open it in this direction and then get to your items like so, which is a great, really good idea. I honestly haven't seen that with any other bag yet that had this similar design. So Trakke is not the only one that uses a top loading opening, but also adds zippers here left and right. But most of the time it's only one zipper opening from the top to the bottom, but Trakke decided to also include a zipper here at the bottom, so you can have like a side access. Really like that. And maybe you can already see this somewhat rectangular form. This actually makes opening this bag in clamshell style so much easier, and gives you a really good access to what's inside. Especially, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's this little seam or this fold, which makes opening it so much. It's not so much, but it's this tiny detail of this little fold that makes opening this so much easier. It doesn't kind of want to close up by itself again. So as you can see here, maybe this seam lines up with the end of the zipper. So it's a very small detail, but it makes opening and closing so much easier because this flap doesn't fight you in a way. Totally forgot, almost forgot. Here we have a laptop slot, separated also with the AquaGuard zipper. By the way, these zipper pulls, these roundish rings as zipper pulls, they are really, really good. I do like them a lot. Very easy to kind of grab, push your finger through and opening up. You have this huge, again, this orange inner lining is one of my favorite colors for inner linings, and Trakke uses this color perfectly because you can already see, it is so easy to see and find stuff inside. So here we have my MacBook Pro, and you can see here I got 2 rings. So previously I only had this pouch where I put my SSD in here, but as you can see here, this also already got a little bit loose and floppy. So what I did is buy this, where is it? This one thing that I just showed you, this MagSafe adapter, right? And then I can easily, boop, and then it sticks there. And then I can put a second adapter on here. I did a stupid mistake putting this a little bit too far to the bottom. So when this sticks here, I actually, because this is a really big SSD, if I open up the display, it bumps against the bottom. So I did a stupid mistake to make this sticker be too close to the bottom. I should have moved it a little bit higher, but if I have this with a thinner SSD, then I can put a second. For example, a Samsung T5 or T7 with this adapter would fit here perfectly, and I can still open up the display. But this is a genius little thing. I really like this. What I don't like about this, and maybe this brings us to the negative part, this laptop slot is, and I do think I can show you a little bit, this laptop slot is not suspended at all. I think this is a huge oversight by Trakke. This should be a little bit suspended. This is a huge laptop slot. A 16-inch laptop, MacBook Pro would fit in here easily. But again, not having any suspension or a little bit of a gap is, in my humble opinion, a big oversight, because if you drop this bag a little bit too fast to the ground, and let's be real, sometimes we get late to the office and then we're a little bit careless and then we just throw the bag next to our desk, and there is a risk, and I just don't want to take that risk because these MacBooks are so expensive. There is a risk of this bumping down to the ground. I like to do this, I call this tempo hack. These little tissue packages that you also can get from Kleenex, those have the perfect size. You can actually put them at the bottom here and then put your laptop. So the tissue pack would probably go like so, and then the laptop stays on top, but could mean that a 16-inch might get a little bit squeezed inside. Not really sure. I don't have a 16-inch MacBook, but yeah, I feel like that is a huge oversight from Trakke to not make the laptop slot suspended. Now, continuing with negatives, and I do think, or not necessarily negatives, trade-offs. With every top-loading bag that has this kind of flap-down design, you need to be really aware of the fact that there is a much higher likeliness of items that are inside getting wet. Because let's look at this, because this is a really good example. This is a top flap, right? And here, left and right, you can see hopefully a little bit of a gap. And this is the, in air quotes, small example of the big flap. So I close this up and I kind of exaggerate this, but honestly not that much, because you can see already here, there is an entry point to all of your items inside. So if you are in rain and you aren't, let's say, diligent enough to do it, fold the closing like so, then there is a high likeliness. Let's say I am in the office, I rush out, I put everything here inside, then I close up this, and you see already 1, 2 entry points for rain. So you need to be very diligent about when you close this up. Fold these in here, a little bit like so, and then be careful to kind of, tuck both sides underneath the flap. If this is really fully loaded, let's say like so, then there still is some potential of water kind of dripping inside. This is just, as I said, something that is very common with top-loading bags that have this kind of flap design of the closing. It is what it is. It is a trade-off. I don't want to call it a negative, because this classic design, this is something that bags did back then. And I think this is just the design of this kind of bags that want to look timeless, classy, and you kind of need to be aware of that. But it also means this probably isn't the right bag if you live in a country, for example, Jakarta, Indonesia. During monsoon season, I wouldn't use this bag. Not at all. Don't use this. I feel like, because it's just too dangerous to kind of, have water kind of rain inside. Also, I probably wouldn't use this on a motorcycle because obviously the winds would push stuff in here. It's not a like weather, although wax canvas is really weather resistant, but due to the properties of how this bag is designed, there is just so many risk factors of like water, snow, dirt getting into this main compartment in some way or form, especially on the motorcycle. Wind pushes will probably push dirt or water in here. Again, but wax canvas in general, with all of these other features like AquaGuard zippers, it will keep your stuff dry if no water gets through these little gaps on the sides. But would I use this in winter or in autumn during rain and carry my camera and my laptop? Oh, my laptop is protected in this slot, but other tech items which are in the main compartment during autumn and winter, probably not. I would probably rather go with a different bag. But for good weather or commuting to the train, maybe 10 minutes walking to the subway station and stuff like that, it's okay as long as you are diligent with this top opening here, kind of folding it inside and then making sure that is on top of those gaps. Then I think it's okay. It's okay. But again, these are trade-offs. I think you just need to be aware of what you're getting yourself into when you get this type of bag. But as I said, other than that, the build quality, the choice of materials, the look, again, timeless, classy. I really like this bag from Lux. But I also like this clamshell design with these AquaGuard zippers that are going in both directions, so also giving you a side access. And I think besides the trade-offs of this little gaps here on the side, the only negative that I can say about this is the not suspended laptop compartment. Everything else is great or a trade-off that you just need to kind of work around. But the laptop compartment, definitely, in my humble opinion, huge oversight. There shouldn't happen anymore in 2026. We talked about it. I mean, maybe I'm a little bit paranoid because I can already foresee someone in the comment section saying, oh, I don't have a laptop slot with a suspended laptop. That is sure. It doesn't need to happen. But honestly, a MacBook Pro is so expensive. Yes, it's durable, but do you really need to risk it? With this economy, do you really want to risk your expensive investment if a brand could just add a little bit of centimeters or an inch to the bottom just to make sure that your laptop wouldn't bump against the ground? That's just me. I just want to protect my expensive investment. And again, there are many bags without suspended laptop slots. Everything is fine. But personally, I think brands should be called out on that. Suspended laptop compartments in 2026 should be a standard. But everything else, as I said, I really like this bag. It was comfortable to carry, was enjoyable to use and load. The build quality, the choice of materials are amazing. This classic timeless design is really good. Again, there are trade-offs with these top-loading designs, but if you know what you're getting yourself into, I think it's definitely worth checking out. So what are your thoughts about this kind of design? Do you actually also feel like this is timeless, this is classic looking, What are your thoughts about this? Let me know in the comment section below. And then again, all of the items are linked below. Those are affiliate links. With those, you won't pay more, but you will support this channel with a small kickback of that sale. And if you do so, thank you very much. Maybe comment below. Again, my dog Woody is still recovering from surgery. If you watched until the end, post a dog emoji. It really helps if you watch the whole video. And if you have any questions, comment below. And if you enjoyed this video, maybe check out, I don't know, maybe a different track video that I made in the past. Watch it up here. YouTube thinks that you like the video down here. And don't forget to subscribe by clicking the button up here. That helps a lot. And I really want to get to 70,000 subscribers anytime in the future. And if you can help out, that would be amazing. Thank you very much.